Welcome to Greater Good Radio Hawaii, where leaders inspire leaders. Greater Good Radio Hawaii is dedicated to social entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Evan Leong, and with me is my co-host, Carrie Leong.
Mahalo, Evan. Today's guest is Stephen Ai, President and CEO of City Mill Company Limited, which has been in business for over a century. Please welcome to Greater Good Radio, Stephen Ai. Welcome to our show, Stephen. So you've been in business for 107 years, and you look good for over 100 years.
Yes, well, the company looks good for 107 years old. I'm not quite that old, but I'm glad that their company has continued for that long. And, you know, part of that is we attribute that to the community that has supported us all these years.
Congratulations for that. I did read a lot of information on the internet about the history of City Mill, and it was so interesting to read about how your grandfather started the company and all of the things that he was involved in. One of the things that struck me was how City Mill did catch on fire and burn down twice while in business within the century.
Well, Carrie, you've been really reading our internet with a fine-tooth comb. Yes, our City Mill did have two major fires, and the first one being just 6 months after the company was founded. And with that fire, we did not have insurance, and my grandfather had to go back to all his friends and say, "Hi, I need more money because I don't have any insurance." And so it was pretty tough going back to all your friends after asking them the first time for some money. But again, the community supported him, and we're very grateful they did. The second time we had the fire, we did have insurance, so he didn't have to go back to his friends.
How long have you been involved with City Mill?
I've been involved basically all my life, but on this go-around, I say this go-around because I've lived in Los Angeles, Denver, and New York City. I've been back since 1992, so the last 14 years.
And prior to coming back, you were in the public sector, right? And I read somewhere that said, you know what? They said, I guess, use up the money because we're being funded by the federal government. And you said you didn't like that philosophy, so the public sector really wasn't for you. Could you give us a little background on that?
You have been doing your homework. That was back in my first job. I was working for the city of Los Angeles. I worked for Mayor Tom Bradley of the Office of the Mayor. I was working with a federal employment contract, which we help disadvantaged youth in Los Angeles get jobs. And it was a $12 million project. And my boss basically came to me and said, "Stephen, you're going to have to spend more money. Let's hire some more people." I said, "I don't need anybody else. We don't need any more equipment. We're okay the way we are." But he says, "No, but if we don't spend it, we'll lose it." And that, growing up in a entrepreneurial business or a business that's been around for so long, it just ran a little counter to my normal sense of business. So I didn't know if that was quite what I wanted.
What made you decide that this was the time to come back to the family business?
What brought me back to Hawaii back in 1992 was I thought it was time that I did see an opportunity with the business. My father was getting along in years, and it was fortunate that I came back in 1992 because he did pass away 4 years later from congestive heart failure. At the time in 1992 when I came back, he was in great health. So it was timing. But I thought also that I had done a lot of other things working on the mainland, and I thought that having something that you could call your own or run your own business would be great. And having known about City Mill for all of my life, I said it's time to come home and help. I thought I'd come back to City Mill and to help the company.
When you initially came back, why did you decide that you wanted to work with your family business? Because I know a lot of people that have these enduring family businesses, the next generation says, "Oh, I don't want to work that hard," and they want to do something else.
That's an interesting observation. Family businesses are tough because not only do you have a business to run, you have long time histories with others in your family. You say, "Well, Dad liked you when you were 5 years old," or "I got this," or "You got this." And a lot of times people remember those histories from when they're young. And so it is tough being in a family business, and that's good observation. I came back to work in a family business because I had worked elsewhere. Both my sister and I have worked I've lived in Los Angeles, Denver, and New York City. My sister's lived in Los Angeles, Boston, and New York City, and we've worked for other people. And I think by working for other people, you have a good sense of who you are, because working for other people, you'll get to know your strengths and weaknesses. Working for family business, sometimes they don't always give you the truth, like you're lazy or you're not working hard enough or whatever may be the case. But working for others, you're able to get the truth. What brought me back was I thought it was a good opportunity to help the family and sort of give back to them. I've been in this family business for all of my life, like I mentioned earlier, and So I knew some of the dynamics. And so this time around, when I came back to work with my dad, we sort of try to set some ground rules of how we should both carve up the business in terms of what he needs, what he should do, and what I should do.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.